Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now? Immediately? Absolutely not.
Did you see what Caitlin Clark just did? She's averaging 23.4 points per game as a rookie. That's insane. But here's the kicker. Sheryl Swoopes, one of the greatest ever, seems to have a problem with it. Why? That's what we're going to find out. You know what's crazier? This isn't just some random beef.
What happened?
Okay. Not on the right team? Like one of them bottom feeding teams that
To answer that question, Caitlin Clark right now probably takes about 40 shots a game. I know you like that.
Hell yeah.
I said that because when she comes to the league, regardless of what team she goes to that has vets on that team, she probably ain't gonna get 40 shots a game.
We're talking about a legend going after the hottest new talent in the WNBA. Swoopes isn't just throwing shade for fun. She's got something to say, and it's got everyone talking. Imagine this. Clark's lighting up the scoreboard, breaking records left and right. Then boom, Swoopes drops a comment that shakes up the whole league. This isn't just about two players anymore. It's about the past versus the future of women's basketball. And trust me, what happens next is going to change the game forever. You won't want to miss this. You think breaking records on the court is impressive? Clark's shattering something even bigger off the court. The numbers are in, and they're painting a picture of women's basketball that nobody saw coming. Caitlin Clark's journey from college superstar to WNBA rookie is like nothing we've ever seen. She's not just good, she's changing the game. Imagine this. A player so electric, she's drawing crowds like a rock star. That's Clark for you. Her long-range shooting, it's not just a skill, it's a superpower. She's draining threes from spots on the court where most players wouldn't even think about shooting. But here's the thing. Entering the WNBA wasn't a cakewalk. The pressure on Clark was intense. Everyone was watching, waiting to see if she'd live up to the hype. Could she really bring that college magic to the pros? It's like she had the weight of the entire league on her shoulders. Well, guess what? Clark didn't just meet expectations, she blew them out of the water. You want to talk about impact? Let's talk about attendance. When Clark plays, the arenas are packed. We're talking an average of 15,140 fans per game.
I've heard about this and I've heard about this. I'm gonna tune in so I can watch.
Yeah. Well, y'all don't get to. They don't get to stand on the number one.
I said she might, but I'm
number one pick. This is my team. They don't get to do that over there, huh?
That's almost double the attendance for games without her. Double. Can you believe it? But it gets even crazier. The Indiana Fever, Clark's team, they're leading the league in home attendance, averaging 16,78 fans. That's not just good, that's game-changing. People aren't just coming to watch basketball anymore. They're coming to watch Caitlin Clark. You know who else had this kind of impact? Tiger Woods. Yeah, I'm talking about golf. When Tiger burst onto the scene, he didn't just win tournaments, he transformed the entire sport. More people watched, more people played, and the whole game grew. That's exactly what Clark is doing for women's basketball. This isn't just about one player anymore. Clark's success is changing how people see the WNBA. New fans are pouring in, people who might never have watched a game before. And it's not just about the numbers, it's about the energy, the excitement. When Clark steps on the court, you can feel it. Something big is happening. While Clark's changing the game, she's also stirring up some unexpected drama. Imagine a WNBA icon, known for breaking barriers, now accused of trying to hold one back. What did Sheryl Swoopes say that has fans and experts alike questioning her stance on the league's new superstar? Sheryl Swoopes isn't just any former player. She's a legend.
You gotta guard somebody. You gotta guard somebody. But from even the worst team in the WNBA right now, there's talent on that roster.
A three-time WNBA MVP and one of the first players signed to the league. When she talks, people listen. But her recent comments about Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, they've got everyone talking for a whole different reason. Picture this. Swoopes is commenting on the Fever's success, praising players left and right. But there's one name she doesn't mention, Caitlin Clark. The same Caitlin Clark who's been lighting up scoreboards and filling arenas. It's like talking about the Bulls' championship runs without mentioning Michael Jordan. People noticed, and they weren't happy. The backlash was swift. Fans, analysts, even other players jumped in. Stephen A. Smith, never one to hold back, called out Swoopes. He pointed out how Clark has breathed new life into the Fever franchise. Ignoring her? That's not just an oversight, it's a statement. But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just about Swoopes and Clark anymore. It's become a symbol of something bigger. We're seeing a clash between the old guard and the new wave of talent. It's like watching two different eras of basketball collide. On one side, you've got the legends who paved the way. They fought hard to establish the WNBA, to prove women's basketball deserves the spotlight. On the other, you've got this new generation of players who are taking the game to new heights. They're not just continuing the legacy, they're transforming it. So when Swoopes seems to dismiss Clark's impact, it raises some big questions. Is this about protecting a legacy? Is there a fear that new stars might overshadow past achievements? Or is it simply a case of giving credit where it's due? The debate is heating up, and it's forcing everyone to take a hard look at how we recognize talent in women's basketball. Are we quick enough to celebrate new stars? Or do we sometimes hold on to the past a little too tightly? Remember when they said Clark couldn't hang with the pros? Well, she just went nuclear against one of the league's top teams. How do you think Sheryl Swoopes feels about Clark now? Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball. She's making a statement. After all the talk, all the criticism, she stepped onto the court with a fire in her eyes. You could see it in her warm-up, in the way she moved. This wasn't just another game. This was personal. The pressure was on. It wasn't just Swoopes' words hanging over her head. There were other rising stars like Angel Reese nipping at her heels. The whole league was watching, waiting to see if Clark was the real deal or just another overhyped rookie. But Clark, she thrives under pressure. It's like she takes all that doubt, all those expectations, and turns them into rocket fuel. And boy, did she blast off. Picture this. Clark's facing the Chicago Sky, a team known for their tough defense. But from the moment the ball tipped off, it was clear this wasn't going to be a normal game. Clark was everywhere, scoring, assisting, rebounding. It was like she had cloned herself. By halftime, people were already buzzing. But Clark wasn't done. She came out in the second half and turned it up another notch. When the final buzzer sounded, the scoreboard told the story. 31 points. That's not just good. That's put some respect on my name. Good. This wasn't just a win. It was a message. Swoopes, to the critics, to everyone who doubted her. Clark didn't need to say a word. Her game did all the talking. You know what's crazy? This performance didn't just silence the critics. It got people talking MVP. Yeah, you heard that right. MVP. As a rookie. That's like a high school kid acing college finals. It's not supposed to happen. But Clark's rewriting the rulebook. And it's not just about the points. It's how she's getting them. Those long-range threes that made her famous in college. She's hitting them in the pros too. But now she's adding new tricks. Driving to the basket, drawing fouls, making plays for her teammates. She's not just a shooter anymore. She's becoming a complete player. This game against the Sky? It wasn't a fluke. It was a statement. Clark's showing she can do this night after night. She's not just adapting to the WNBA, she's forcing the WNBA to adapt to her. You know what's crazy? The WNBA is blowing up right now, and it's all thanks to players like Caitlin Clark. Remember that Swoopes drama? It's just part of the bigger picture. The league's in a golden era, and the numbers don't lie. Attendance is through the roof, merch is flying off the shelves, and TV ratings, they're higher than ever. It's not just about Clark versus Swoopes anymore. It's about how Clark and other young stars are changing the game. Think about this. Clark's not just breaking records on the court. She's breaking them off the court too. More people are watching women's basketball than ever before. It's wild. But here's the big question. As Clark keeps doing her thing, how's she gonna shape women's basketball for the future? Is this just the beginning of something even bigger?